What's up? Welcome into your daily Buckeye Blitz for a Wednesday, the hump day, July 10th, 2024. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good week. You're halfway home. It's all downhill from here. So, plan to have a live show coming back Friday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern here on YouTube. And then Sunday night, me, Jeff, and Sean will be back for the 7:30 p.m. Eastern show, YouTube live as well. So I hope you'll join us. And we'll talk about some of our biggest question marks going into the season, kind of ooze our way into this fall camp and everything. So please join us. And if you're watching on YouTube, please hit like and subscribe. If you're on podcasts, please follow, download, subscribe, all that stuff. However you do it. Freaking cut myself shaving today. These goddamn flimsy ass razors nowadays. I know I'm getting old when I use the word nowadays a lot. I've said it twice in the last 2 days. Anyway. So yeah, Dollar Shave Club. Your new razors suck dick. Scratch the fuck on those. No, that's dirty. Come on. Clean it up. Sorry, I'm just a little salty. Scratch my face. That's not going to heal quickly. Again, I'm old. Anyway, let's get into it. We're talking wide receivers today. I just dropped in to see what the condition of your position is in Kenny Rogers and the first edition, not the new edition. Anyway, got some interesting responses to my Dolly Parton question last week. Go back and check that out. We're talking wide receivers. What's the condition of the position for 2024 and beyond? So we're going to mix in a little 2025 recruiting at the end. But let's talk about who's on the roster and how much time they have left. Not much for some of these guys. Emeka Egbuka right off the top, his last year. Jaden Ballard, one more year after this. Kojo Antwi has 3 seasons, including this year. Carnell Tate, 3 seasons. Brandon Ennis, 3 seasons. Bryson Rogers, 4, redshirted last year. Jeremiah Smith, 4, but won't be here 4 years. We know that. Mylan Graham, 4, and DeMaran Whitten, 4. Whitten is a kind of development project. They're starting him off at receiver. He may move to the tight end room at some point after the season. We'll see. But anyway, returning production-wise, just 39% of the receptions are coming back. You got to think about, you lose Stover and Marv to the draft. That was a lot of production. So 39% of the receptions are returning. 36% of the receiving yards, it's not a lot. 30% of receiving touchdowns, not a lot there either. So quickly on the recruiting side, commits we have right now, the high 4-star Quincy Porter out of New Jersey. Des Jones out of New Jersey as well. BP Miller out of Mansfield area. He's a 3-star. And then Chris Henry's committed for 2026, the number 1 player in the class. That's right now. So the outlook for 2024 season, Emeka is he made a nice one-handed, if you remember in the spring game, one-handed sideline catch during the spring game. That should be a reminder of his talent that he brings to this offense, how gifted he is. He's new offensive coordinator, Chip Kelly, said Emeka has been reminding him all spring how good he is. So we all know Ohio State is turning over its receiver room to some degree. You're losing the face of the room in Marvin Harrison Jr., Maserati Marv, if you want to call him that. I think that's kind of silly. Anyway, so the room needs to reload a bit. There are some questions, but Egbuka is back to lead that group as a former 1,000-yard receiver, nearly 2,000 total receiving yards. He was the number 1 wide receiver in the 2021 recruiting class. That should not be forgotten either. So we know there's plenty of talent in the room to join him. You got Egbuka seemed to fly under the radar this spring because of the freaky freshman Jeremiah Smith garnering all the headlines, of course. He's the number 1 player in the 2024 recruiting class, and he lived up to the hype as soon as he got off the plane from South Florida. His practice highlights really stole the show throughout spring. and he's in position to be a starter this fall and could quickly get everyone's attention across the country. The third starting receiver should be sophomore Carnell Tate. He has impressed the coaches and worked his way onto the field as a freshman last year. That's not easy to do in Brian Hartline's receiver room. Tate had 18 catches for 264 yards and a touchdown. Even with the loss of Marr this season, the starting group of Egbuka, Smith, and Tate has a chance to be one of the best in college football, no doubt. So the biggest question is, will Brian Hartline expand his rotation? He hasn't done that up to this point in his coaching career, relatively young coaching career. But sophomore Brandon Ennis can be a weapon out of the slot and as a ball carrier, similar to a Mecca or Xavier Johnson. He's kind of built like a running back, got those big legs, can run through tackles. He should definitely see an increase in playing time. Bryson Rogers turned some heads this spring, had a really productive spring after coming back out of the portal. Then next up, you got fourth-year receiver Jaden Ballard and third-year receiver Kojo Antwi. They need to show that they have earned meaningful snaps. The jury's still out on them, right? One name to keep in mind is Mylan Graham, the four-star. He was a five-star, actually. He was a five-star. Number 8 receiver in the 2024 class. Wasn't an early enrollee, but could make a move in fall camp. We'll have to keep our eye out for that. So beyond 2024, the Buckeyes will have at least one more year of Tate, Ennis, and Rogers. Plus, you got 2 more years of Jeremiah Smith and Mylan Graham. So if Jeremiah doesn't take over as wide receiver 1 this year, he definitely will in 2025 and 2026. He should be the focus of the offense, right? So Jeremiah has the opportunity to be the best receiver in college football before he leaves for the NFL. Smith and Tate could be a killer combo going into 2025 season when the offense will need to replace a Mecca's production that he'll put up this year. And then Ennis, he provides a similar skill set and should be the natural next man up at the slot. So that competition for a Mecca's spot after this season will be intense, but Hartline will have plenty of options. No shortage of good quality talent there. One guy, DeMaran Whitten, is a really interesting player as we think about the future. The 2024 four-star was evaluated as a tight end by most recruiting services, but Ohio State is starting him out in the receiver room. At 6'3", 215, Whitten may never develop or grow into a tight end size. You know, if he doesn't put on weight easily, he might just be a big receiver. You know, he's a strong athlete at that size and could be a matchup problem at receiver if he stays there, you know, down the road. Hartline is working on the next crop of incoming receivers. He has commitments of 4-star Quincy Porter, 4-star Desi Jones, and the development project of BP Miller in 2025, plus Chris Henry Jr., top player in 2026. The hope is to land one more high-end wide receiver in this 2025 class. Decorian Moore, Jamie French, and Vernell Brown are all unlikely to join the Buckeye class. But you got Dalen McCutcheon out of Texas. Has anybody ever heard of McCutcheonville? That's an actual place. I wonder if they took Dalen there when he was in Columbus on his visit. We call it Scutch. It's just outside of Tiffin, McCutcheonville. He could be the mayor. We should have sold him on that during his visit. Anyway, Dalen McCutcheon, that was weird. My aunt and uncle used to live out there, right on, was it 18 or 53? I haven't been through there in like 35 years, man. Anyway, so McCutcheon's one possibility. Hartline's looking for a 4-man class. So that group will need to restock the room heading into 2025 and beyond. But this just in, the Ohio State has a loaded wide receiver. Yeah, and it's not going anywhere. So that's my condition of the position on the wide receivers. Looks like we're still loaded, but we need to get some more guys, some more experience, just like every other position. So So I got for you today. Talk to you tomorrow. Go Bucks.